FEMA's asking Congress for more money to replenish its disaster relief fund, and Hawaii Congressman Ed Case is focused on helping to get the federal funds needed to help Maui fully recover.
And joining us now live is Congressman Case. Thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it. You're on the House Appropriations Committee and the Subcommittee on Homeland Security, which funds FEMA. And you had a meeting yesterday with FEMA Administrator Deanne Criswell. So what did she have to say about help for Maui?
Well, all of these efforts that are going on right now, from the remains recovery to the immediate assistance to the community to the planning for the debris removal, these are all mostly funded by FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, and they fund disaster relief across the country out of something called their Disaster Relief Fund. And they keep a certain amount of money in there to handle disasters because obviously they don't know when they're going to happen and they have to respond fast. And because of the number of disasters in our country, including a couple just since the Lahaina tragedy, that disaster relief fund is running dangerously low. And the bottom line is that we have to replenish it right now. The president has proposed to Congress a $12 billion supplemental appropriation into the disaster relief fund to take care of these immediate needs, and that is before Congress right now because that is to cover immediate needs. I talked with Administrator Criswell, and you're correct. There is a mechanism that she is going to have to trigger here called an immediate funding need declaration, which essentially, in so many words, even if we don't get the supplemental done in the next few weeks, takes money from longer-term recovery efforts across the country for disasters that happened a couple of years ago and allocates them to immediate needs such as we have right here in Lahaina, obviously. And so I'm trying to make sure with the delegation that all of these funding needs are taken care of in a very, very obviously difficult time politically in Congress, where there are large debates over the supplemental funding bill and regular appropriations.
And you folks will be taking up that supplemental bill when you folks return from recess in August. So how confident...
Absolutely. It's going to... Go ahead.
Yeah, so just wondering, how confident are you that FEMA will get that funding?
Well, FEMA, first of all, is going to make the immediate needs funding declaration, and that is going to free up money to make sure that we continue the immediate disaster response. And so we obviously want the supplemental funding, but for the immediate needs, we think we have that covered. I'm guardedly optimistic that my colleagues in Congress will understand the severity of what we are facing here in Hawaii and will pass the supplemental with the $12 billion for FEMA for these and other disasters. I think that will happen, but in all honesty, it's going to be difficult. It's highly polarized, highly politicized right now. There are people in Congress, my colleagues in the House, who do not want to pass any supplemental, or they want to pass a supplemental with so many conditions that it makes it very, very difficult. But I think we'll be able to convince folks that we need that supplemental. We do actually need that supplemental to be able to maintain these efforts.
And finally, Congressman, you toured the impact zone in Lahaina with the president, First Lady, Governor, and others. So what was that like for you? I mean,
words and images really do not convey the deep feeling that you have when you're there. It's utter devastation. Everything that can burn did burn. The colors are just gray. There's no life. There's no foliage. And it's utter devastation, and it's the loss not just of tragic loss of life and loss of a community and loss of a home, but the loss of a place that is so special to each and all of us in Hawaii. I represented the 2nd Congressional in Congress for 5 years, know the community well. It reminded me a lot, frankly, of being a young boy when the 1960 tsunami obliterated Hilo, and we were evacuated the night before the tsunami, and we went to high ground. And when I woke up and drove through my town, it wasn't there anymore. And there was utter devastation, 61 killed, about 600 homes, destroyed. The school that I went to closed. And so it brought back some very difficult memories. This is far worse than that. And if there's any hope in all of that, Hilo also went through a very difficult period of recovery, but is what it is today. And so that's what we're going to have to strive for and will achieve if we stay the course for Lahaina.
Thank you so much, Congressman Ed Case. Thank you for all you're doing to help.